What's missing here is, of course, the center cylinder from our original design. So I know it's this width, and I'll take that, push it down, and then just drag that right to the bottom. Okay, so this thing here, in fact, I've got to change now before I forget. It's actually a broken line, and I can change the line to a broken line simply by making it dashed, and I can determine exactly what that um, size or the length of the line should be, and also the gap. Just take it out of that location. I'll put it back in a moment. Um, I I don't really need the rectangles. All I need is the actual height um, at 2 millimeters, width 2 millimeters. Oops, I forgot to uncheck the length, so it only changes one dimension. So there we go. That's the thickness of 2 millimeters of the glass. So all I need is one of those. What am I doing? Oh yes, cross hatching. So we know it's about 40 mil. So let's make a grid which is 40 by 40. And with 35 lines. And now we can rotate it, take it over the top, push it to the back. Oops. Select it, right click, make with mask, give it a stroke, and then of course we need two of these, Command C, Command F, and take these two and put them back into place. There's little things I could do to make things a little bit more correct. For example, hidden lines are shown as broken. So I'm going to take our initial offset path and just copy that. Just knock out the fill and go to dashed. There it is. And now I can correct that cylinder. By the way, mustn't forget, hidden lines are not meant to be as heavy as the outside lines. So let's make the outside line of the front view a little heavier to 2, the top view to 2. Let's make it 0.5. Let's make that 0.5. Okay. Better. I think we're done with most of it, except that we need to now transfer all these diameters, all the major ones, 2 and 3. So we don't actually repeat any which are identical. So we only refer to the ones which are visible at the very top. To do this, we need to bring in now some guidelines. All the guides that will determine where we put our circles. For the time being, I'm going to reduce that back to 1 point so we can actually see things a little easier. And the only thick line is the external line. All the inside lines are finer lines. So Command C, F, and let's hit. We have forgotten to put a horizontal center line in place, select the big circle and drag down a guide, align it, and now we can place the circle dead center. That's not the center, is it? That's the center. All right. So we've got our circle put roughly in place, and we need to bring it to there. So to do this, we can do this numerically and make sure the link is on in our transform dialog box. And oh, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Oh, we're there, except that we could go 30.5 instead. That's better. Now remember, the incremental shifts by default are relatively chunky, really, for the things that we're doing. So if you go to where do we go? We go to Illustrator, Preferences, General, and change it so it's 0.1 of a millimeter in incremental shifts that you make, rather than, I think it's 0.3 something or other. Okay, so let's do the next one. Command C, Command F, and let's go to the dialog box, and again okay, we've done all our concentric circles, and we can now go back to the original one and make it that bit darker. So Command 0 zooms back out. Okay, so let's get rid of those guidelines temporarily. Command colon. So now we have our top view, we have our cross-section view, and we have our front view.